It's all about the almighty dollar. That's what it's always going to be about. But you and I know that. We know that. Hi everyone, it's TC Topics. We're back. We mean business. I'm B. Martin Blythe. He's Graham Grimmy D1. Right, he's one. But I'm going to have to read you something first, okay? This comes from an actor called Bruce Willis.
Right.
Who, and I quote, right, this comes from an interview that he had, okay? It's a very good idea, a really tricky idea, and I'm very happy about it. It's a really cool idea because it's an origin story. It's going to happen at the beginning of this. We're going to bounce back and forth. Do you know what this is about?
Yes, this is the rumour of the Die Hard prequel.
Die Hard 6, which is a heavy rumour, made even stronger by this quote.
Yeah.
Right? That they are going to be bouncing back and forth. I don't know what the balance is, by the way, of this whole back and forth situation, but we're going to basically see young John McClane. Okay? So basically all I want to do is I just want to get your thoughts on if this is basically going to be a good idea. Is it going to be shit? Is it going to just fuck everything up with regards to the whole Die Hard franchise? So you go first.
Honestly, I don't think they could fuck the franchise any more than they already have. With the last few films have been bad. Well, no, hang on, let us retract. Die Hard 4 was okay.
Yeah, it was alright.
It was okay, but he became a superhero. And that's not what he was.
I know.
He was he was a regular Joe who just happened to find himself in these situations. I mean, he comments on it even in the films. He's like, how does one guy get himself into this situation? Whereas in Die Hard 4, you had him like taking on like Harrier jets.
Yeah, I know.
Die Hard 5, just bad.
Admittedly, I never saw it for the simple fact that I don't know if I could bear to watch it, if I'm honest with you.
Everything it just wasn't good. Just wasn't good at all.
Did you see it?
I saw like 3/4 of it.
Oh, and I just got. You've seen enough then.
And I just couldn't see it through to the end because I was bored by it. This new film, I think, having another Die Hard film is just a bad idea. Yeah. It's not. It's like just let it go. I don't like this thing in Hollywood of them just dredging up these old series again and again and again, but to do a prequel, I mean,
I don't see the thing of that.
The thing is, doing a prequel, which would presumably show you things like John McClane as a youngster in these same sorts of situations as he was in Die Hard, it devalues the first film, because the first film was all about he's just a normal New York cop who finds himself in this situation. And he has to react to it on the fly, and he's a badass, so he knows how to handle himself. But they're going to create all of this shit for a prequel where he's like had all of these amazing experiences and things as a young cop, and it's just going to devalue it. And that's the problem, is that these films are just devaluing the awesome entries in the franchise. So Die Hards 1 through 3 were brilliant films.
Yeah, they're really good.
Brilliant films. And we didn't need a fourth. We certainly didn't need a fifth. And good God, we don't need a sixth.
No, absolutely not. See, you hit the nail on the head with regards to, like, if he's going to be a young guy, what? Now, the sentence is going to be going backwards and forwards. We might be looking too much into this. They might just have little snippets of when he was younger. That might not be any action at all. Do you know what I mean? But we don't know that at the minute. We don't know that. My guess it's not going to be like that. I reckon he's going to be a young bloke stuck in a situation where he's fucking killing Russians or whatever. It's back in the 80s, you're going to be killing the Russian mafia or some shit like that. Yeah, you're right, it's not like that. At the time that Die Hard, the timeline for John McClane was that he wasn't even living with his missus at the time. They were going, well, they weren't divorced, but they were separated. They were separated. She's in LA, he's got New York, and he's only gone there to see his kids for Christmas, right? That's where he is at the minute. He clearly likes his drink, because to touch on that, even the third one, that he's still an alcoholic. So it doesn't make any sense. The appeal of, like you say, the appeal of John McClane is that he's a guy who clearly isn't. He's not a nice person, or you might get an idea that he's he's not a great husband.
No,
and he's certainly not a great dad either, and he has to sort of overcome certain situations with just being reactionary to everything. And I don't like the idea that there might be an action story before Nakatomi Plaza in the first Die Hard.
That
doesn't make sense.
I mean, the only way that I can possibly see story-wise it's going to work is if it's going to be something like modern day John McClane has come up against some foe, some bad guy who is out for revenge, and it's something tied into something from his past. But then we've had that.
Hans Gruber's dad.
Yeah. It'll just be
it'll be Michael Gambon or something like that.
Alan Rickman survived the fall.
Oh no.
Well, funnily enough, dredging up all the characters, I did read recently that they've thrown the idea of bringing Samuel L. Jackson back as Zeus. Which again
doesn't make sense. He runs a shop in Harlem. At what point does he need to come back in it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, that's it.
Makes sense.
They're just trying to force ways into creating another film now. And I mean, I would have thought the box office for Die Hard 5 wasn't particularly great because it was absolutely slated in reviews. So it obviously didn't go down that well. So to persist in making another one,
but it must have. That's the thing. It must have done well because it's got the Die Hard name.
I don't think it did that well.
Just because a film gets shit reviews doesn't mean people aren't paying money to see it in the box office.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
But that's it.
Remember.
But then these are the people who are creating this problem of this film is shite, but people have ploughed that much money into it that it makes them think people still want another Die Hard film. And I don't even think anyone does want another Die Hard film. Here's the other question: who, in the name of God, plays a young John McClane?
Ryan Gosling.
Who's going to?
Oh, you know what? Ryan Gosling. He's just the guy that everyone goes to play young someone else.
Who's going to compliment Bruce Willis's character of John McClane as a young man?
You're looking at me. I don't fucking know, do I?
Nobody.
What's his name? Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt, Ryan Gosling, I'm joking by the way.
But the thing is, I mean, how old are you supposed to assume John McClane is in the first Die Hard film? Probably mid-30s.
Mid-30s, yeah. He's mid-30s, yeah. Definitely.
So you're going to have someone who looks like Bruce Willis. They'll probably do some other bullshit like they did with Looper.
With Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who looked sod all like Bruce Willis, because he didn't look like it. Those prosthetics didn't out, apart from it didn't look like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but it didn't look like Bruce Willis. And all it did is you were just looking at him for the whole film going, it's a geezer with prosthetics on, because you could just blatantly see them. But to me, bad idea. I just don't like it. These films getting dredged up and just let them go. I mean, if the reaction to the last Terminator film didn't tell Hollywood that people are not really bothered about these things anymore.
Yeah, I know,
we want new things. We want another generation of Hollywood writers to be coming through with their own energy and their own ideas and their own enthusiasm, rather than, okay, you're an up-and-coming film writer, we want you to just write a Die Hard film.
It's not like that, man. Fucking hell. It's all about the almighty dollar. That's what it's always going to be about. But you and I know that. We know that. So there you go, Die Hard 6. It's going to be a shitstorm, probably. Yes. But we're going to see a young John McClane, probably, with an old John McClane, almost definitely. Some sort of time machine thing, maybe. Maybe they do a tie-in with Bill and Ted. Die Hard, Bill and Ted. Get them back in time. There you have it.
Amazing. Now that's 1 hour.
Yeah. Bruce Willis versus Bruce Willis. Yeah, that'll be fun. So, yeah. Die Hard 6. Let us know what you think of that. We'll probably already know what you think, but let us know anyway. Thank you very much for watching TC Topics yet again. That's Graham. I'm Martin. See you next time.